Modern chefs spend years in culinary school, while medieval cooks created flavors we can't replicate today. No fancy equipment, no precise temperatures, just 10 shocking techniques that made food taste better than anything in modern restaurants. Ready to discover their culinary genius? Flavor enhancement? Infusion medieval cooks built underground smoking chambers that created complex flavors impossible to achieve with modern smokers. These subterranean systems used specific wood combinations: oak for tannins, apple for sweetness, cherry for color, layered in precise sequences that infused food with multiple flavor profiles simultaneously. The underground chambers maintained consistent low temperatures while concentrating smoke density, creating chemical reactions between wood compounds and proteins. Spice layering. Medieval cooks developed sophisticated spice layering techniques that applied different seasonings at precise cooking stages, creating flavor complexity that modern single-application methods cannot achieve. The technique involved applying base spices during initial preparation, enhancement spices during cooking phases, and finishing spices after cooking completion. Each layer served specific purposes that created food with flavor dimensions unfolding. During consumption, fat rendering. Medieval kitchens mastered animal fat rendering techniques that extracted pure, flavorful cooking mediums far superior to modern processed oils and commercial fats. The process involved slow heating animal fats at precise temperatures that separated pure oils without burning, creating cooking mediums with specific flavor profiles for different dishes. Pork fat rendered for pastries required different techniques than beef fat prepared for roasting, with temperature and timing variations that determined final flavor characteristics. Medieval cooks collected fats from different animal parts: kidney fat for delicate flavors, back fat for robust cooking, understanding how anatomical sources affected taste outcomes. The rendered fats stored for months without spoilage, while maintaining flavor integrity. Unlike modern vegetable oils that become rancid quickly, these pure animal fats also provided superior heat transfer properties that created better cooking results with enhanced flavor development. Salt curing. Medieval cooks developed precision salt curing methods that enhanced flavors while preserving food quality, using techniques that concentrated tastes more effectively than modern salt applications. Medieval guild regulations for salt curing standards reveal systematic approaches to salt selection, application timing, and curing durations that maximized flavor enhancement. Different salt, type C, salt, rock salt, flavored salts, were applied according to food types and desired outcomes. The curing process involved controlled dehydration that concentrated natural flavors, while creating new taste compounds through chemical interactions between salt and food proteins. Medieval cooks understood optimal salt-to-food ratios for different ingredients, applying precise amounts that enhanced rather than overwhelmed natural flavors. Extended curing periods allowed complete flavor penetration, while developing complex tastes that emerged over time. The technique also created unique textures that improved cooking results. Properly salt-cured meats developed better browning and moisture retention during cooking. Modern quick salting methods lack the time and precision necessary to achieve these flavor and texture improvements that made medieval food superior. Cooking technique. Clay vessel cooking. Medieval cooks used specially designed ceramic vessels that provided superior heat distribution and flavor enhancement compared to modern metal cookware. Ceramic vessel analysis from medieval kitchen. Sites reveals sophisticated pottery designed with specific wall thicknesses, shapes, and clay compositions optimized for different cooking methods. These vessels retained heat longer than metal alternatives, while providing gentle, even cooking that prevented burning and maintained moisture. The porous nature of unglazed ceramics allowed controlled moisture exchange that concentrated flavors while preventing food from becoming dry or overcooked. Different clay compositions created vessels with varying heat retention properties: dense clays for slow cooking, lighter clays for quick heating. The vessels also imparted subtle mineral flavors that enhanced food taste, similar to modern appreciation. For clay pot cooking in various world cuisines, medieval potters created specialized vessel shapes for specific dishes: wide, shallow pans for browning, deep pots for stewing, narrow-necked vessels for sauce preparation. The vessels improved with use as seasoning built up on interior surfaces, creating better cooking results over time. Open fire control. Medieval cooks achieved precise temperature control using open fires without modern thermometers, developing techniques that provided better heat management than many contemporary cooking methods. Fire pit construction studies from castle excavations show sophisticated heating systems with multiple heat zones that allowed simultaneous cooking at different temperatures. Cooks positioned food at specific distances from flames to achieve precise heating close for searing, medium distance for roasting, far positions for gentle warming. They controlled fire intensity through fuel selection, airflow management, and ember manipulation that created consistent cooking conditions. Different wood types provided varying heat outputs and burn characteristics: hardwoods for sustained high heat, softwoods for quick heating, specific species for flavor enhancement. The technique required extensive experience to read fire behavior, adjust positioning, and maintain optimal cooking temperatures throughout extended cooking periods. Medieval cooks also used reflective surfaces, shields, and heat deflectors to direct and control thermal energy with precision that modern gas and electric cooking sometimes cannot match. Fermentation. Medieval cooks mastered natural fermentation, processes that created complex flavors and improved food nutrition through techniques that modern quick cooking has largely abandoned. Fermentation vessel discoveries in monastery cellars reveal systematic fermentation programs that produced foods with enhanced flavors, improved, digestibility, and extended storage life. The process involved controlled bacterial and yeast cultures that transformed ingredients into superior food products over weeks or months. Medieval cooks maintained specific fermentation environments with controlled temperature, humidity, and air exposure that encouraged beneficial microorganisms while preventing harmful contamination. Different fermentation methods produced various flavor profiles: lactic acid fermentation for tangy vegetables, alcoholic fermentation for flavor complexity, acetic acid fermentation for preservation enhancement. The technique created foods with probiotic benefits that supported digestive health while developing taste complexity. Impossible to achieve through quick preparation methods, medieval fermented foods included vegetables, dairy products, grains, and meat preparations that provided flavor dimensions and nutritional benefits superior to fresh alternatives. Modern industrial food processing has eliminated most fermentation benefits in favor of speed and convenience. Advanced culinary and Sunni gastronomy. Medieval cooks developed sophisticated honey-based flavor combinations that created sweet and savory balance more effectively than modern sugar-based cooking. Honey recipe manuscripts from medieval scriptoriums document complex honey applications that enhanced both meat and vegetable dishes while providing natural preservation properties. Different honey varieties: wildflower, clover, heather, were selected for specific flavor profiles that complemented particular ingredients and cooking methods. The technique involved using honey at different cooking stages to achieve various effects. Early application for caramelization. Medieval cooks understood that honey's complex sugar composition created different browning and flavor development patterns compared to simple sugars. Honey also provided antimicrobial properties that enhanced food safety while contributing unique flavor compounds that pure sugar cannot provide. The natural enzymes in unprocessed honey continued flavor development during storage, creating foods that improved over time rather than deteriorating. Medieval honey gastronomy also included fermented honey beverages and honey-preserved foods that provided flavor, complexity, and nutritional benefits superior to modern sweetening methods. These techniques created taste experiences that balanced sweetness with other flavors more successfully than contemporary cooking approaches. Herb alchemy. Medieval cooks used wild plant combinations unknown to modern cuisine, creating flavor profiles that contemporary herbs cannot replicate. Botanical studies of medieval herb gardens reveal systematic cultivation of now-forgotten plants that provided unique tastes, aromas, and health benefits. These herbs were combined in sophisticated blends that enhanced food flavors while providing medicinal properties that supported health and digestion. Medieval herb preparation involved specific harvesting times, drying methods, and storage techniques that preserved maximum potency and flavor concentration. Different preparation methods: fresh application, dried powders, oil infusions, alcohol, extracts were used strategically to achieve optimal flavor release and preservation. The technique included understanding which herbs complemented specific ingredients and cooking methods, creating complex flavor layering that enhanced rather than overwhelmed natural food tastes. Many medieval herbs contained flavor compounds and nutrients not found in modern commercial herbs, providing taste, experiences, and health benefits that contemporary cooking cannot duplicate. Medieval cooks also understood seasonal herb usage, applying different plants throughout the year based on availability and optimal flavor characteristics. This comprehensive herb knowledge created cuisine with flavor depth and nutritional complexity that modern simplified herb usage cannot achieve. Meat transformation. Medieval cooks employed advanced meat preparation techniques that changed texture and taste completely, creating products superior to modern meat processing methods. Butcher Guild records document meat preparation techniques that transformed tough cuts into tender, flavorful dishes through mechanical and chemical processes that modern cooking has largely forgotten. The technique involved strategic cutting, pounding, marinating, and aging that broke down muscle fibers while enhancing flavor development. Medieval meat preparation included controlled aging processes that concentrated flavors while tenderizing proteins through enzymatic action that improved both taste and texture. Different cuts received specific treatments based on muscle structure, fat content, and intended cooking methods. With preparation techniques that maximized each cut's potential, the process also included natural tenderizing methods using acidic ingredients, enzyme-rich marinades, and mechanical techniques that prepared meat for optimal cooking results. Medieval meat transformation created dishes with texture variety and flavor concentration that modern quick preparation methods cannot match. These techniques required extensive knowledge about anatomy, biochemistry, and cooking science that enabled medieval cooks to create superior meat dishes using only traditional tools and natural ingredients. Extra culinary secrets. Bred alchemy. Medieval bakers created bread with complex flavors and superior nutrition through natural fermentation processes that modern commercial bread cannot match. Bakery Guild records show systematic sourdough cultivation and multigrain combinations that produced bread with enhanced flavor, improved digestibility, and extended freshness. The process involved maintaining natural yeast cultures over generations, creating unique flavor profiles specific to each bakery location. Medieval bread included diverse grain combinations, rye, barley, oats, wheat, that provided nutritional variety and complex tastes impossible with modern single-grain breads. Extended fermentation periods developed flavors while breaking down difficult-to-digest compounds, creating bread that was more nutritious and flavorful than quick-rise modern alternatives. The technique also included specific baking methods, using wood-fired ovens that provided superior crust development and moisture retention. Medieval bread stayed fresh longer due to natural preservatives created during proper fermentation, providing better value and taste than contemporary mass bread. Saucemastery. Medieval cooks developed sauce-making techniques that created complex flavor foundations using natural reduction, emulsification, and fermentation methods superior to modern artificial thickeners and flavor enhancers. Kitchen manuscripts detail sauce preparation that required days of slow reduction to concentrate flavors while developing complex taste profiles through extended cooking processes. The technique involved creating mother sauces from bones, vegetables, and herbs that provided flavor bases for multiple dishes throughout cooking periods. Medieval sauce making used natural thickening methods, bone gelatin, reduced vegetables, grain starches that provided better texture and nutritional value than modern commercial thickeners. These sauces improved with age as flavors developed and melded over time, creating taste complexity that instant modern sauces cannot achieve. The process also included specific seasoning techniques that enhanced rather than masked natural ingredient flavors, creating sauces that elevated food quality rather than overwhelming original tastes with artificial flavoring. Preservation, integration. Medieval cooks seamlessly integrated preservation techniques into cooking processes, creating dishes that were both immediately delicious and improved with storage time. Preservation manuscripts show systematic approaches that combine smoking, salting, fermentation, and drying within single cooking processes that enhanced flavors while extending food life. The technique created foods that developed better tastes over time rather than deteriorating, providing economic advantages and superior flavor experiences. Medieval preservation integration included understanding how different preservation methods affected flavor development, texture changes, and nutritional content during storage periods. These approaches created foods that could be consumed immediately or stored for months while maintaining or improving quality. The process also included strategic preservation timing that coordinated with seasonal availability and cooking schedules, creating efficient food production systems. Medieval preservation integration produced foods with flavor, complexity, and storage capability that modern separation of cooking and preservation cannot match, providing both immediate satisfaction and long-term food security. Medieval versus modern. Medieval cooking philosophy emphasized patience, natural processes, and ingredient understanding that created superior flavors through time-intensive techniques that modern convenience cooking has abandoned. Medieval cooks understood that excellent food required extended preparation times, natural ingredient processing, and systematic technique application that developed complex flavors impossible to achieve through quick modern methods. This approach prioritized flavor development over convenience, creating cuisine that was more satisfying and nutritious than contemporary fast food culture. The medieval philosophy also emphasized seasonal cooking, local ingredients, and traditional knowledge that connected food preparation with natural cycles and community wisdom. Cooks worked with ingredient availability rather than forcing year-round access to everything, creating varied cuisine that celebrated seasonal abundance while preserving foods for scarcity periods. This approach created more sustainable food systems while producing better-tasting results. Modern cooking prioritizes speed, convenience, and consistent results over flavor development and nutritional quality. Industrial food processing has eliminated many beneficial natural processes in favor of efficiency, creating foods that are convenient but inferior in taste and nutrition. The modern separation of food production from consumption has disconnected people from understanding ingredient quality and preparation techniques that create superior food experiences. Why medieval techniques worked better? Medieval cooking techniques worked better because they utilized natural processes, quality ingredients, and time-intensive methods that developed complex flavors and superior nutrition. These techniques worked with natural food chemistry rather than forcing quick results. Through artificial processing, creating foods that were more satisfying and healthful than modern alternatives. Medieval cooks also possessed comprehensive ingredient knowledge and technique mastery that enabled them to maximize food potential using traditional tools and methods. The techniques also benefited from ingredient quality that was superior to modern mass-produced foods. Animals raised naturally, grains grown without chemicals, and processing methods that preserved, rather than destroyed, nutritional content. Medieval cooking integration of preservation, preparation, and consumption created efficient systems that produced excellent food while minimizing waste and maximizing nutritional value through natural processes that enhanced rather than degraded. Food quality. Medieval cooking techniques demonstrate that excellent food comes from patience, natural processes, and ingredient understanding, rather than expensive equipment and artificial processing. These time-tested methods created flavors and nutrition that modern convenience cooking cannot match. Offering valuable lessons for contemporary food preparation, understanding these traditional techniques provides alternatives to industrial food systems while creating superior taste experiences and better nutrition. The medieval approach to cooking emphasizes quality over convenience, natural processes over artificial shortcuts, and ingredient mastery over equipment dependence. Subscribe to discover more traditional wisdom that could revolutionize your cooking and food quality. Hit the bell for weekly historical techniques that beat modern methods.